Welcome back into the Cowboys Report. Some breaking news this conference championship weekend. Not the first time Dallas has made a coaching move during or before or after an Eagles playoff game, but Kellen Moore is done as the Cowboys offensive coordinator. A mutual decision, quote unquote, to part ways, but Kellen Moore is no longer the Cowboys offensive coordinator. Here's what David Moore of the Dallas Morning News broke mere moments ago. The club came to what is described as a mutual decision to part ways, and teams around the NFL searching for a coordinator are aware of Moore's status. Multiple people acquainted with the outcome told the Dallas Morning News. Head coach Mike McCarthy will assume play calling duties in the wake of Moore's departure, a person with knowledge of the shakeup said. So Kellen's out, which I know many of us were hoping for. But a new offensive coordinator with new ideas, new designs, new plans isn't really coming in. There will be new elements from the more typical West Coast Mike McCarthy-led offense, but it will be McCarthy calling the plays. So no real offensive coordinator search, and you will bring in a new OC with non-play calling duties. We'll discuss some of those ideas here in a little bit on today's show, but it is indeed it for Kellen Moore as the Cowboys OC, as Mike McCarthy, despite back-to-back 12-5 seasons, one with a playoff win, one without, now comes down to a very pivotal fourth season where if it is not further, that might be it for Mike in Dallas. So be honest with me, folks. Do you like Mike McCarthy taking over as the play caller for the Dallas Cowboys, head coach and OC, like we kind of thought was going to be the plan when he first got hired? Then Kellen Moore stuck around for years. Get your votes in for me. Y for yes, N for no in the comment section. It's today's pinned comment. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let us know. In the end, I hope this is an upgrade. I hope that Mike McCarthy coming in will be able to cut back on some of this constant comebacks and hitch routes. There's going to be a lot more of the slant flats and dragon concepts, line concepts. There's going to be a lot more, I think, prevalent in this offense. Terminology and theory will stay the same. I do recall the report from Brian Broaddus this season that Mike didn't know the offense. Now, maybe Mike has learned it since then or will learn it this offseason, but that is significant. I hope this is an upgrade because you can't just run it back, and clearly the Cowboys aren't doing that. I also want some new voices in this room, and Mike McCarthy both is and isn't a new voice in this offensive coaching staff room because he's been here for 3 years. If the offense has simply sat there and Mike goes, yeah, more hitches are fine, how is he not saying, no, let's dial that back? He's the head coach. At a certain point, he's got to be able to, Mike or Kellen, stop calling that play. There are other plays in the playbook. Now, if it goes away and we call a more modern offense, I'll be feeling pretty good about that. That should be an upgrade because Kellen wasn't a bad offensive coordinator, but you needed to find an upgrade. He wasn't good enough. I am a little bit concerned that there is no real offensive coordinator search going on. Normally, when you move on from an offensive coordinator, you go look in a different direction. And they chose not to do that. It doesn't really make sense. I don't like that. I would have preferred to go have an option to bring in a different offensive mind. We'll still throw out some names in a little bit, but I am disappointed that this is not the case for Dallas. It's just Kellen, it's McCarthy. My concern, I'll emphasize concern, I'm not saying it's a lock. My concern, though, is it's the same, but different gif, where it's different, but it's also not. And that's what gnaws at me a little bit. That's my concern. Not maybe full-fledged fear, but it's my worry. Now, today's Cowboys Report is sponsored by Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and I wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning that makes me feel ready to take on my day. Once I got baby Olivia set up with her breakfast, I make my AG1. I don't feel the need for caffeine in the morning anymore, and I feel energized throughout the day. Plus, AG1 empowers the gut for whole body health. Covering my nutritional bases for the day literally couldn't be any easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix 1 small scoop of AG1 with water, and I drink it first thing in the morning. Sometimes with apple juice if I'm feeling a little bit friskier in the morning. Done, just like that. I also like that it costs $3 a day. Pretty good if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. It's a win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free trial packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Links in the comments and the description of today's video. Now, we talked about this in the past in terms of the situations and other names that I'd like to explore going about the new offensive coordinator mindset. The problem you run into now is there are a couple guys on this list you can hire and a couple that you can no longer hire because it's not an option anymore. Because you are not hiring a real offensive coordinator. You're hiring a backup. You're hiring a non-play calling coach. That does limit your options at least a little bit, which is pretty disappointing as far as I'm concerned. Now, Byron Leftwich, still an option. He was a fired OC. Same with Scott Turner. Same with Marcus Brady. I would love to bring them in as my non-play calling OC because it gives them another option. It gives the Cowboys a new voice from the outside that I think they very much need at this stage in their coaching searches. Brian Johnson, I'd love him as my OC, but I don't think it's going to happen because he's not going to get to call plays. Zach Robinson, Bobby Slowick, Eric Bieniemy. All names I would have loved to explore if you had an option for a real OC. Now you don't. Do you want to know what my concern is? The new OC it's Ben McAdoo, which, is that really an upgrade? Because I kind of don't think that it is. The whole point of moving on from Kellen was to upgrade the position, not get anybody else in here. It's all about getting better. Your new OC will have some input, but he's not going to be your play caller, and that limits your talent pool pretty significantly. So who do you want as the new Cowboys offense coordinator? Maybe it'll be OC/quarterbacks coach. Maybe it'll be a hybrid role, since seems like Jerry's saying you're not getting as many coaches this year, Mike, because all that extra coaches didn't help us out in the end. Let me know in the comments, and also make sure you guys are subscribed. Non-stop Cowboys news and rumors this offseason. Links below. We're live on Monday, so make sure you guys are subscribed. It's youtube.com/@CowboysTV. Look at all these videos you're getting in a row. You're getting a live show on Monday. You're getting another video that night. It's going to be awesome there. So hit that sub button for us right now. I will make note, I would not be surprised if Kellen Moore immediately gets a new offensive coordinator job. The Bucs are already linked, which maybe isn't a huge surprise after what Kellen helped do to the Todd Bowles defense there. There's a bunch of teams searching for an offensive coordinator, and his pros and cons have been what they've been, right? The offense has scored a bunch of points, but it's also inconsistent. He's still young with upside, the young, sexy offensive mind, right? It's also interjects now with dumping Kellen, the unknowns of a new OC, or for the new team, how he fits in there. The flashes of greatness have been there, but they're the really bad designs as well. So grade the move to dump Kellen Moore, mutually or not, as the offensive coordinator, and let Mike McCarthy take over as the new play caller in Dallas. A, B, C, D, or F in the comment section. Some final thoughts here. To me, this feels like a direct challenge from Cowboys ownership and front office to Mike McCarthy. It is, all right, Mike, you know what? You've been better than Garrett, and we're appreciative of that. But we're probably not going to be able to play the "we got Dan Quinn to stay" game for a third consecutive year. Seems like there's a real chance Sean Payton will remain unsigned as a head coach throughout this offseason. So, Mike, get us further, or else. It's your turn to get the axe, not just your OC. Now it's up on you. You are an offensive mastermind. That's why you got the job in Green Bay. Your offense led you turned a bit stale down the stretch in Green Bay. That was reports from multiple different people out there. Big reason why it ended up not working out in Green Bay. So now you have a chance entering year 4. You're not getting a contract extension. It is go win, go get us further, or you're out of here, and we're going to go in a different direction because we're not going to give you 10 years the same way we gave Jason Garrett 10 years. So it's a pivotal offseason, pivotal season once again for this Cowboys franchise, because you know it does not feel good for Jerry Jones to sit there watching the Eagles be all aggressive, and they got further and back to the Super Bowl again before you did. That does not sit well with Jerry. Now, he seems to get over it come free agency time every year. So does Stephen Jones, of course. But it's put up or shut up time for Mike, I think, with this move. We'll see who the OC is. Maybe it's a Brian Schottenheimer. Maybe it's a Ben McAdoo in a non-play calling role. But it's up to Mike now on offense to make it better, assuming the personnel gets better and plays a bit better, looking at you, quarterback. We're going to keep you guys covered on all the coaching drama here for the Dallas Cowboys. Hit that sub button right now.